September 11th may be the first truly global event of the 21st century. In fact, perhaps September 11th was the first truly global event in history, in human history. Because what happened on that day, what terrorism does, is it makes everyone a potential victim. That's what indiscriminate violence does. Everyone is a potential victim. And I think some of the reaction from the rest of the world recognizes this. I mean, when we've heard about reactions from around the world, there is great grief and pain at the loss that Americans have suffered. But there's also a sense that, well, perhaps now Americans will see what it's like to live under constant threat and terror. They'll see what it's like to be afraid all of the time, because that's what a large part of the world lives in. And I think to the extent that for the first time, perhaps, Americans see themselves as part of the world, that can only be a good thing. To the extent that Americans now see themselves as having interests with populations around the world, I think that can be nothing but, that can be only a good thing. I remember there was a radio commentary I heard the other day on NPR where the commentator was saying, normally when she gets a paper, she starts at the front page and then she sort of goes straight to the calendar section. But now she was, actually, as she was passing through, she was lingering on the foreign news, because now that foreign news was relevant to her. And it's always been relevant to it. Americans just haven't known it. But now at least they realize that they're integrated into the world. And that's why I think this is a moment of profound opportunity. And it's a moment when we can educate. It's a moment when I think we can really appeal to the best of America. We can appeal to that sense of compassion and caring and sharing and empathy that we've seen so much. And I don't think there's nothing preordained that says Americans can only act out of anger and frustration. I think the last 3 weeks has shown us that Americans can act in many, many other ways. And I think the challenge for liberals and progressives is to do the hard work of education and connection and talking to people who we normally don't talk to try and shift them to a new way of thinking about the world. As I said, I think September 11th has at least given us a possibility to have that kind of discussion.